That gonna be pretty small video about how to buy guns. I'm not like a military guy or anything. I just love guns and I was buying guns for quite some time and I did a lot of mistakes buying things that I shouldn't be buying and spending money on what I shouldn't be spending. So I'm gonna tell you, and trust me, it's not really common sense advice because most people online on videos, they speak utter garbage and they give people advices about home defense and they know shit about that thing. I mean, I am not professional, but I'm really shocked what people say in these tactical videos. So let's start from the beginning. The first rule of buying guns: don't chase the hype. So when prices are high, and it's usually related to some political events or some mass shootings or prospect of some legislation changes, people start chasing certain firearms or certain military products, firearm related products like ammunition or scopes or whatever, and that craze going for usually like around a year. Then people run out of money, out of interest. They already have a lot of guns, a lot of ammunition, a lot of accessories. They switch to something else, and by some reason it's going like everybody. So it's not like one guy stopped, another guy picked up. It's all people together. It's just a mass craziness. So when there is a mass craziness, just stay away. Don't buy anything what people buying right now because its price is going to be inflated. Gun dealers, gun retailers, online retailers, the most unethical people in the world. They will tell you about gun rights, about like how we should support Second Amendment, but they will use every opportunity to squeeze dollar from you. They will raise prices immediately when they see demand is high. Like box of ammunition that usually go for like below $10 now sold for 35, and people have no shame doing that. Even the wholesale prices didn't change. So if prices are high, just let crazy people spend their money, let them go, let them do this. You stay away, don't do this. Another thing, don't buy a lot of guns. It's hard to store, hard to control, hard to maintain. Buy few guns that you really would enjoy going to the range, because it's what you're going to do with the guns. It's just go to the range and shoot there. We'll talk about home defense later, but in general, a rule of thumb: buy one good gun, and there is two schools of thoughts here. You can pick one and both of them are great. You can, in my school of thought, is like buy some inexpensive basic gun and customize it the way you want it to be. And that is fine because you can buy the best part, best accessories over time. You don't need to spend all money up front. And it's give you room for, you like it this way, you can try it another way. Basically, you basically use it like a toy, like a learning experience, like your mechanical skills. That one school of thought. Another school of thought is also very great school of thought is buy gun, expensive gun for very reputable high-end manufacturer, and don't customize anything, because the gun keeps their value only if you don't change anything about them. Even sling installation in a gun changes their value. So if you buy expensive gun from a company that has a recognized name, don't change anything, just keep it the way it is. Don't do any modification not suggested by manufacturer, or buy some like basic model. Like if you want to buy R15, just buy basic R15 and then customize it later, or build R15 yourself from components you like. But just do it once. Don't buy 300 R15s. Don't buy 300 Kalashnikov rifles. Don't buy 300 pistols. Buy one and make sure you handle it right, you use it right, you have a proper storage for it, you have enough of ammunition for that gun. And if you're unhappy, sell it, buy something else. That's it. Don't create like a mess of a gun, because you would need a scope for each gun. You need to clean every gun. You need to storage for every gun, and that's gonna be a nightmare. So just decide which way you go. You're gonna save money and buy very good gun from reputable manufacturer, and it's gonna hold a good value over the time. Like if gun is produced by quality maker, that gun gonna go in price. If you build gun yourself, I tell you up front, that gun gonna cost nothing. People don't buy guns built by like Joe Whiskey shit. I'm sorry, I don't want to offend you, nobody perfect, but people chase the names. If Nowitzki is a name, Daniel Defense is a name, Colt is a name, Lamtia is a name, no matter what they do, maybe they have not a good quality at this very moment, but people still recognize them as a name. You can put best components in your rifle, do best modification, nobody cares. It's costs nothing for other person. So if you decide to build gun yourself and spend money over the time, remember, you're gonna lose this money. It's not gonna cost anything. If you buy a gun from reputable manufacturer, you're gonna earn money. Over the time, that gun gonna increase the value. Another thing is, guns, like new modern guns, in general, they lose value over the time. They don't increase the value. There is a risk of confiscation. There is a risk that gonna be better model. The manufacturer will create some new designs that people like it more. So no matter what you buy that is currently in production, that's not gonna hold value. So look at the classic antique firearms. Like for example, that is Enfield SMLE rifle. I purchased it with all things considered, every single expense, $170. It's not shooting rifle. It's considered to be firearm, but it needs to be modified to shoot because it was a rifle designed for training. So it's not important, but even that type of rifle, that cheap rifle, gonna go in price probably double next year, maybe triple. It's always happened to be like that. I remember days not so long time ago when Mosin rifles been sold on the grade $70 a piece. Moser, German Moser rifle were sold like $130 in gun show. Nobody wanted them. They were dirty and ugly. Now they go for like $2,000. It's how price increased. Obviously not every rifle go like this, but most of the antique rifles that not currently in production increase the price. And rifles that participated in a military conflict, they usually hold the value way better than rifles that produce in countries that not get involved in any wars. So Russian and German guns are considered to be the most desirable. American guns, but there is so many of them, obviously you need to know which one been used in some World War II, World War I. They're also very expensive, but there is so many models and it's really hard to understand what's the difference between them. There are so many fakes. It's really hard to chase American made military guns that like M1 Garand, because there is there is a lot of details that for regular person it's hard to understand. So maybe I wouldn't recommend you go in that direction. So German and Russian guns, those are really going up in price all the time. British guns, because British fought the wars. French guns, French fought the war. Italian guns, when Italy was in kind of like participated in World War II. So again, it's not exactly the same reputation of each country, but those countries that been active in wars, the guns go up in price. That's what I was trying to tell, that basic rules. In the last but not least thing, when people tell you buy things for home defense, let me tell you, like from experience, that you have to consider yourself first, not the guy you're gonna shoot. Yourself. You're not gonna damage your house. You don't want to kill your relatives who live with you. You don't want to create a crazy mess around yourself, because 99.99% you're never gonna use this gun. You may just keep it in your house, but if you use it, be aware of yourself. Guns are freaking loud. So if somebody say buy 9mm gun, it's bullshit. This gun is extremely loud. If you don't have ear protection and you use 9mm gun at home, after the first round you're gonna be deaf. And you might actually lose your sight because of the shock, how much of like a noise it is. It's gonna be overwhelming. Buy 38 caliber revolver or something in this nature, some low pressure powder rounds that doesn't produce a lot of noise. That's what you have to go to, not something that is too loud and have a risk of over penetration. Glock round, even hollow point, will go through a couple of walls inside the house, interior walls, easily. So if you miss, and if you aim at someone and you miss, it's gonna go through the walls and it can injure someone who is behind this wall. We don't know. It's because it's gonna be mess. If you use the gun, you might not even be able to identify who is behind the wall. You're like shooting at the guy and there is a wall behind. Do you really see who is behind this wall? In rounds like 9mm rounds, high pressure rounds, they have a huge risk of penetration. So people like police officers in the past, they were smart. They were using these 38 caliber revolvers because they knew that not like, it's not really like important how many rounds I have. If you couldn't close the deal in 5 rounds, you're probably not going to close it in 6. It's not really super important how many rounds you have. It's either you can shoot or you could not. You're not going to like fight against the gang. And if you're fighting against the gang, keep a rifle somewhere around. If you expect the gang going to attack your house. If you live in a neighborhood where gangs are right in the house, possible. But for really home defense, something low penetration, low noise, and well, basically that's it. Just low noise, no over penetration. Like old 38 caliber revolver. Buy it used, go to gun broker, find the cold positive, they're inexpensive, and they're gonna increase price and value gonna increase because they not make them anymore. The old revolvers, Smith & Wesson, I don't like this brand, but in general, like Colt, all made in 30s, some of them are made in 20s. The older they are, the more interesting they are. You keep it, and they're never going to get confiscated because you always can claim that it's a collectible antique item. So that advice is I have for you. Don't chase this tactical shit. If person like show he has like 300 accessories in his firearm, he's most likely an idiot. The main feature of the gun is its weight. The lighter the gun is, the better. The less accessories you put on it, the less weight these accessories hold is better because your hands are not made from iron. You couldn't keep your hands for a long time aiming. The older we get, the weaker our hands become. So look for the guns that don't weigh too much, that easy to store, that take less space. And if you buy accessories, keep in mind every accessory, every optic accessory will go down in price. So even somebody says that is $1,000 accessories at the top of the art today, in 2 years would be new model, better models that would replace this one. And people would still say, okay, now this better model is better and that old one cost nothing. Don't think about that like lifetime investment. Accessories never go up in price, never. So you spend money on accessories, just keep in mind that it's a lost money. Spend money on gun, it might go up in price, you might resell it. And I would suggest you look at the guns from this perspective. It's not a toy, it's not a hobby, it's something that is a good tool, it's a curiosity item, it's a good sport, and it's also something that you can sell or pass as a state. Okay, that is all advice I have. I hope it's helped because I wouldn't do this. I'm not exactly a firearm expert, but I have never heard somebody approach this issue from this angle. Maybe that is helpful advice for you guys. Thank you very much.